Welcome back to the HPL studios. I'm sorry, to HPL at the PvP Live studios. I'm Nathan, that's Admiral Zamora with the Tan and Grayson. We are live in Frisco, Texas. If you guys want, you can get up there and make sure you use that hashtag HPL. Let everyone know who you're supporting and exactly how you think that they're going to win. Also, make sure you hit that follow button to get notifications of exactly when we go live. We have had some great matches in the last week. Today, our first matchup was also bonkers. If you guys missed that game, you can head over to the website and check it out for yourself. But you're going to want to make sure you're catching everything live when it happens. And speaking of live, Game 2 is happening right now. Jab versus Purple.
Yeah, I got to believe we're going to see a little bit of a change up here from Jab. I don't believe he's going to queue up the Shaman deck again yet. And you're going to see him move into the Hunter here. And Purple, with this Druid deck, he's got Ancient of War in his deck, something that was integral in beating him when he was playing against Muzzy last.
Maybe he's checked out something. I mean, you know, in the mid-range battles, I have to definitely say that Ancient of War can carry a lot of weight, having 10 health in this matchup. Jab, though, his opening hand is fantastic, but Zombie Chow sort of been the story so far of this matchup. Both players have had it on turn 1 now. Is Purple going to be able to keep Jab's pressure under control this game?
Yeah, I love Zombie Chow in the Druid games. It's really good. I mean, because, like, look what's happening here. He's having to quick shot this on turn 1 because his hand matches up so poorly against it. And then it's just good to have in the Druid decks if you ever have to play against any of these mage decks that have something like Mirrodin in their deck.
Keeper of the Grove picked up for Purple. I mean, this hand is, if there's a hand that can control the early game aggression, it's definitely one like this one. And Jab is not going to be happy to see all these threats coming out. Is happy to see turn 2 hero power instead of Wild Growth, though.
Yeah, if you see a Wild Growth there, that's just so good for the Druid deck. You're going to be facing down a ton of their stuff just a turn earlier over the game. And another decent pickup here for Purple in his Shade allows him to just curve out perfectly.
Right on curve. You know, I think if he didn't draw that, he was going to contemplate using Innervate and Keeper of the Grove this turn. Ragnaros added over to Jab's hand now. This is really, really interesting that he's playing this heavy of a top end. You know, I expect Dr. Boom to be joined right alongside this.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Jab is known for, you know, always playing Hunter and then changing up stuff, having a lot of good, interesting cards in his deck that aren't exactly like super known cards, but you know it's really, really good? A turn 4 Emperor Thorson.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to beat a minion of this size this early on. You know, Jab has a lot of resilience on his board right now, and he does have a kill command to keep this Emperor Thorson in check, but if it gets kill commanded and gets the value on the mana, it's pretty much done its job.
Yeah, Purple is going to be just ecstatic if he gets a kill command for his Emperor Thorson here, and it makes the Keeper, the Wrath, and the Force of Nature cheaper. That means he only has to get in a little bit more damage over the span of this game and then draw any of his combo pieces, and he's going to be able to kill him so much sooner in the game.
Yeah, this is also a spot I think that Jab could really start to leverage his life total. You know, with Mad Scientist running into the Emperor Thorson and then Eagle Horn Bow to clean it up afterwards, he gets a trap behind it. He gets extra charges on his Eagle Horn Bow potentially in the future. Is going to go with the kill command though.
Well,
Wants to keep his life total high, I think.
Yeah, I think it also matters what his traps are. If he has something other than Freezing Trap in his deck or just doesn't have Freezing Trap, then it's not super great to get a trap there. Another Force of Nature picked up from Purple here, and you know what he could do? You might see something like Force of Nature over the next turn or two, just clearing up this board.
Yeah, he's going to clear out this Web Spinner to start. Seems to me like he's a little bit reluctant to use the Keeper of the Grove so far, but I don't think he can hold on to it any longer.
Yeah, I think you just have to develop your board here and use this. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if he goes for damage here or silence or something. Yeah, he's just going to go ahead and kill the Keeper.
Yeah, just wants he wants extra pressure on the board, and he wants it to be alleviated from Jab. He feels comfortable leaving these minions on board and forcing Jab to actually kill his minions rather than moving forward anywhere else. And I think a lot of that is also because he's got the Force Natures in his hand, ways to check the freezing traps and kind of move forward from there. And the fact that Jab is taking out this Shade X Ramus, I mean, to me, this kind of signals that maybe this isn't necessarily freezing trap here. This could very easily be something like Snake Trap.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the full range of traps here in HPL within just the last week. We've seen even Snipe multiple times, mostly from Purple. So it'd be kind of funny if Purple actually fell into a Snipe here.
Yeah, not going to be a Snake Trap, and I venture to say that Purple's not going to actually pop this trap this turn. Nope, wants to leave the Eagle Horn Bow on board and go from there. So Oasis Snapjaw looking like a pretty darn good play right now. He's got the Houndmaster in his hand and ways to follow this up. Jab going to continue to take out minions here. Understands that Purple's not going to give him the leverage of using that trap on his bow whenever he sees fit. Needs to keep this board pressure clear. Wants to keep his Oasis Snapjaw in play as long as he can and then start to push for a little bit of damage. Love this play from Jab.
Yeah, I mean, you actually saw this in Constructed very early. Oh, wow, Ancient of War. But Houndmaster on Oasis Snapjaw is actually a pretty big game against a lot of decks.
Yeah, well, you know what else is pretty big game? It's this 5-10 taunt that Jab doesn't have a way to actually very efficiently deal with at the moment. He would have to invest a lot if he wants to kill this Ancient of War, but I would venture to say he's going to have to. Harrison Jones, pretty much a dead card in this matchup other than just the 5-4 body. Not super efficient at 5 mana, and Kill Command's going to come in. You know, maybe he waits a little bit longer, but, you know, given what we've seen from his trap so far.
Yeah, I think you're going to see him actually do this this turn and start to actually push against purple here. He wants to start cleaning up this board and get a good board position as much as possible so he get this Ragnaros into
Doesn't
play.
grab a second trap out of his deck either. So
I guess that's why you didn't see him attack in that way earlier in the game. As we said, it probably has to do with the exact traps that he has in his deck.
Purple gonna take full advantage of that fact as well. Use Force of Nature, doesn't need both copies of it.
Yeah, you'll probably see him proc one of these traps here sometime soon.
Yeah, there's the freezing trap. Again, Jab, he only has freezing traps in his deck apparently, and then Purple able to start clearing this out and keep a lot of pressure on board. Jab's got Ragnaros to follow this up.
Say, this is a good Ragnaros
But
turn.
this is, I mean, this damage that's coming from Purple is not a joke at this point. I mean,
Yeah, well, he also has Force of Nature Savage.
yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Jab's fallen into like a very dangerous
have-
situation.
Yeah, you have to play this Ragnaros here and just hope he doesn't have something like Force of Nature Savage War here, which we see that Purple actually has. So he's going to go up to a 2-0 lead.
Jab
But
gonna go with
you
it.
have to make this play from Jab here.
Yeah, and that's not going to be enough. That extra minion that sits on board from that piloted shredder going to be enough for Purple to close out this game. Right now, he's taking a 2-0 lead
Very
over
quickly.
Jab now. I mean, this is Jab. You know, he's been on a 5-match winning streak, but this is not the position you want to be in rolling into this match.
Well, it's a 5-match winning streak. A 3-game winning streak can't be that hard if you've won 5 matches in a row. So he's still in this. He's not out of it yet. Purple is on match point, but we need to see a reverse sweep here from Jab if he wants to make it 6 straight matches.
Yeah, turn 4 Emperor Thaurissan, I think, being a really big catalyst that game too. Freed up a little bit of Purple's mana towards the mid game, so he had more options available to him. But then the big one was how much Jab had to invest into an Ancient of War to get past it. Didn't have Iron Beak Owl, didn't have a Hunter's Mark. He had to taunt up an Oasis Snapjaw, run it into the Ancient of War, kill command it, and then use his minion to finish it off, the Mad Scientist, and didn't get a trap out of his deck because he already had the freezing trap on board. I don't know if he's only playing one trap or if both of the copies in it are freezing trap and he's not running another one, but either way, not a ton of value was gotten from Jab's cards that game, and Purple just able to keep one step ahead because of that and then close it out with Force Nature Savage Roar.
Yeah, the thing for me from these matches is what you keep seeing from these Druid decks and why they keep winning here in HPL. They keep having huge turns early. We saw a turn 3 Ragnaros and a turn 4 Emperor Thaurissan be integral in these players winning their matches with these Druid decks. If they keep drawing like this, no one's going to stop Druid anytime soon.
Yeah, mana ramp's such a critical key for that Druid deck to be able to get ahead of the game and stay ahead of the game. If you guys want to see for yourself all the Druid games that have been played, you can head over to pvplive.net and check them out for yourself. We've had plenty of them in HPL so far. The strategies that those players have been choosing within Druid as well. You know, some people have been playing Ancient of War in their decks. Some people have not, but you can see exactly what they've been doing there and how they played it. These guys are making changes to their decks though, and when we come back, Purple now has 3 games on match point, and if Jab wants to win, he's going to need 3 straight in order to keep up that win streak that he's had. And Purple, of course, he's going to a winning or a losing record after tonight. Don't go anywhere, guys. You're watching Hearthstone on PvP Live.